From an undisclosed location in High Point, North Carolina, you wanted the best. You got, well, these two guys. It's Dirty Dave and Brian Hall and the Dirty Overhall Rock Show.
I like when it is right there.
Wow, wow.
Calling the phone.
Yeah. You gotta let it play slowly or lowly until he answers.
Okay. Are we recording?
Oh yeah.
We are attempting to call Jay Bonius. Little Van Halen, little mood music. J-Bone.
Man, wow.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
That fuck stick's not picking it.
Denied.
Well.
What we're trying to do, folks, is we're trying to call Mr. J-Bone.
J-Bonius Rex.
Nolan's fresh out. Everybody calls him.
Trying to get some talent on here.
They call him Hollywood J.J. Bone.
You know what? Let me see if I can get this guy on here.
Yeah, let's see.
I got a special guest. Let's see.
Well, let me cut this shit.
You're good. I can control it over here. On whining a wow.
Uh-oh. Hello.
What was that?
I don't know, but it was cool, wasn't it?
Hello.
There you go.
Not available now. Please leave your name and phone number.
We're just calling anybody we can think of.
Yeah, this is the Lonely Hearts Club show right here.
Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah, keep the bed music
We're just
going.
trying to get lucky, ladies and gentlemen, right here on your favorite.
Just trying to get somebody on the phone.
Your favorite station for all talk and rock and roll. It's the Dirty Overhall Rock Show. We'll see you next time. No, we're still here. We're trying to polish a turd, ladies and gentlemen. That's the sound. We've called everybody in the phone book.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, hello, Dave. How are you?
I are fine. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, you are on the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show. How are you?
I'm on the...
You're on the show.
Well, hello there.
Hey.
We called you.
You called me,
Hey,
huh?
well, we were calling some people up. We said, well, we could prank call you, or we'll call you and see if you want to talk on the show a little bit. Tell us about what you got going on. We got Miss Judy Blair.
Oh, Judy.
Started breathing hard, I might would have gotten a little bit too excited.
Don't do that now. It's not that kind of show.
So what's going on?
Oh, at the bar this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Friday we're closed.
Oh.
For the 4th.
Yeah.
God bless America. And
Amen.
enjoy with your families. And Saturday we've got the rebands. We've got Dog Days.
Yeah.
Jeremy Smith and
Yeah.
his group and SOS, another group. I believe Chuck Sims is involved in that, and Susan. And then Icon are there. So Saturday night's going to be a big night with three bands.
Hell yeah.
And we're off, so.
You know we'll be there.
Oh, great.
Maybe we'll jump up on stage and have a little fun.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
I've
we'll...
seen you do that before.
A time or 10.
and live to talk about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And, yeah. But, so what's going on with Miss Judy Blair?
With Miss Judy Blair.
Yeah. So how's you guys that? What do you got for next week though? You got the big Dog Day show, and then after that.
Oh yeah, next weekend. Oh, Friday night. There's a band called Norlina.
Okay.
It's a little southern rock country band. They were formerly known as Country Mile.
Okay.
Out of Asheboro. They're coming in Friday night. really hot little group. Does some great songs. I think they just won the Forsyth County Artist of the Year.
Cool.
I think Johnny Spivey actually gave that award out to them. And then Saturday night, Jack Guff is back.
Uh-oh.
Hey, look out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So we got 2 busy weekends coming up. And Stock Monkey is back. Cry Havoc is there. I believe they're there the 18th. And Stock Monkey the 19th.
Yeah.
Got an open night the 25th. And Head Trip's coming back the end of the month for us.
Yeah, I noticed one name that's kind of, missing from that list.
From the July list?
Yeah.
What name would that be?
Oh, I don't know. Just a little old name.
Just off the top of your head, what do you think it is?
Fair warning.
Are you guys still together?
Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just like every time I turn around, somebody else is breaking up.
It ain't us, baby.
Somebody else lost a drummer.
We got 18 years.
Last time we went there to set up, we didn't know if your power was off because it was dark in there.
Yeah.
18 years, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they've been putting up with my shit for 18 years.
I did see a big SUV go by me on Eastchester the other day that had your sign on the back one.
Really?
I did.
Cool.
Big fair warning sign.
That's one of our drunks. I mean, our
You
fans.
sure didn't say fair warning sucks?
One of your dedicated fans.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we got to get us in there. If you don't, Charlie's going to be mad.
I know. We'll take care of that.
Yay.
All right.
Yay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
so you guys aren't open for the 4th. So what do you got going on? You going to the beach? You going to go going to a party? What you got going on?
Oh, for the 4th?
Yeah, you personally.
Actually, I'm probably just going to stay around the homestead and grill some burgers and go to the pool and watch the fireworks. I got a nice little view of the lake right here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to get out in the big open field in 95-degree weather and watch them over the lake. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's the plan. And then I'm heading to Savannah on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good deal.
A little vacay.
A little bit, just a tad bit. Well, we just wanted to call and rattle your cage a little bit and see what's going on over at the club.
Yeah. Let people know what the dealio is. Get the word out.
There you go. That's what we're trying to do. So
All right. Well,
we've got Thursday nights too now. Every Thursday in July, our summer special half-price drinks.
Ooh.
hey, yeah.
And we
I
got
like that.
The coldest beer in town. I saw a sign the other day that said our beer's colder than your ex's heart.
Oh
There you
man!
You
go.
must know my ex.
Wow.
That
So you carry Budweiser, Miller Lite,
Miller.
and Nicole.
That's it.
We carry all of them
Oh,
Yeah.
and more.
and more.
And more. Well, Judy, thanks for
Miss Judy
Hammering it
Blair
out.
from After Hours.
thanks. Located from 1614 North Main Street. I've got that memorized.
1614 North Main Street.
And
Here
tell-
at High Point.
And tell them what the phone number is.
The phone number, oh Lord, if I can remember it, it's 883-4113.
That's it.
Damn.
I did it.
All right, Judy. Thanks for talking with us.
And well,
All right, guys, have a good one.
All right,
You
we'll talk
too.
to you. Bye.
See
Bye.
you soon.
That was Miss Judy Blair from After Hours. She is
Letting us know what the dealio is.
just basically the cornerstone of the High Point, Thomasville area.
Music scene.
Yeah, I mean,
if you will.
everybody, you can go there and see just about anybody. You know, you can go in there and you can bump into a Charlie Lilly or Scott Board or Steve Arnold.
Just
or,
not us playing.
Yeah. So let's see.
What's
we got
up with that?
I'm just looking to see. I'm looking
He's
at
like,
the
I
levels
can't believe you
here.
guys are still together. I'm like, we've outlasted all these suckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hate each other.
Let's see who
Big
else we
deal.
can annoy.
Right, Dave?
Yeah, well, you know.
Sure, we hate each other.
Let's see who else can we annoy right quick.
Yeah, this is the This
Hey,
is
wait a minute.
we're out of
Tonight's-
ideas. We're going to call people and aggravate
Steve's
them.
driving tonight, isn't he?
I don't know.
Well, Jimmy works, what, Tuesday, Thursday?
He might be off because of the holiday.
I wonder if we can
This
call
is our phone. This is the dialing music.
Yeah, do it.
It's on.
Let me see if I can get him on the line here.
I'm
Hold
up
on.
all night to get some. She's up all night to have fun.
Up all night to get lucky. I like this song.
Like the legend of the Venus.
Of the penis.
I'm your penis. Your desire. Uh-oh. Shh, shh, shh. We're calling.
We'll get by God on the phone.
Hello?
Well, by God.
What's up, man? What you doing?
Are you working tonight?
Driving down the road.
There you go.
Trying to loosen your load?
We didn't know if you were off or not. We thought we'd try to get you on the phone here on the show.
I can't hardly hear you.
Hold on.
I said I thought we'd give you a ring, see what you was doing.
I'm driving as usual.
Damn.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know,
Make it all.
Wednesday night deal.
Well, we got by God on the phone. We got feedback.
Hell yeah.
Can you hear okay?
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
Oh.
We just wanted to touch base with you. For those people who don't know, this is Steve Arnold, and you got a few projects out there right now, and wanted to know if you wanted to talk about it.
Talking about the White Snake tribute, I guess.
Uh-oh, it's out.
Yeah.
It's the cat's out of the bag. Tell us about what you got going on.
Well, it was actually started last year with Scott Board, lead singer, and some musicians in Raleigh. And so all those guys were in other bands, so they had to go back and do their thing. And they just did it for a few months. So right now we're in the process of working on the original No Love Lost new project and recording some new songs for that.
Right.
But in the meantime, until that gets cranked up, we're doing the White Snake tribute with some other musicians that are in No Love Lost also.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be launched sometime mid-August, the end of August, somewhere in there. But we got, we decided to do the tribute thing because the last time they did it, they got a lot of good response from it.
Yeah, we watched the videos.
So, it's Scott can really sing that stuff. So why not do something that's, his forte, whatever.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And I'm into that stuff too. I mean, I have been. It's blues rock. I mean, it's old school blues rock. But,
Yeah.
I've been studying the videos too. Tommy Otter didn't a joke, but he's 64 years old, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And still looks like he's probably about, what, 40?
Yeah.
He's starting to look his age, but he's in tremendous shape. I mean, he plays like he's 20 years old.
Exactly, yeah.
He hasn't lost anything, and of course I'm 85 years old, so I'm having a hard time keeping up.
Come on, man.
But I'll be able to. That's right down my alley. So it's the past few years I've been in some, as y'all know probably, and a few people around, and I've just been in some, other cover bands playing the sport, what I call the sports bar scene.
Right, right.
We couldn't even get any main clubs this night for what we were doing. There just wasn't any main clubs, especially when the guys don't want to travel at all. They don't even want to go to Raleigh, Charlotte, or anything, which is where those clubs are.
It makes it
So we're
hard.
stuck in playing sports bars for $400 a night, like everybody else.
Right.
And that's fine, but that's just not me,
Right.
And I was very unhappy musically and just in general. So now I finally got something to really look forward to, I feel like.
Good.
Yeah, and
That's what we're doing. We should be out with that thing. It's on Facebook. We have a page. It's called Still of the Night. Of course, it's one of the tunes we'll be doing, probably the last song in the set.
Right, that's the big hit.
But we're going to come out and just pretty quick. I think After Hours probably is going to be October the 4th. It's on Saturday. And there'll be a few more shows coming before then, but it's mainly that we'll come out and open up, to someone else. And then we'll add some more tunes, and we'll be, headline the thing.
Good.
On down the road. We have hooked up with an agent that books Heart Brigade and some of these other tribute bands.
Right.
Because to get in, to get into bigger venues, you've got to have those people in place to sell you, to get you in there. So that's what they did. And of course, we all know they're doing very well. So, all right, who's over there controlling the monitor board?
That would be
I'm not
Dave.
there, damn it.
That would be Dave.
So, as soon as Steve gets,
okay.
he gets, even if when he's on the phone,
I
I
can
get
hear y'all
feedback.
pretty good. Can you hear me? All right?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah,
you
we hear
great.
pretty good.
You are the
Yeah.
God of Thunder, though. So.
I'm on the. We had some thunder, by God, up there.
Yeah.
What was the name of that place in Rockingham that we was at?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was.
Southern Roadhouse.
Damn, it took 2 days to clear my lungs out.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
Chris had to go outside.
Oh, God, man, I never. I've been in some wild situations that we all have,
Yeah.
Yeah, no
That's
shit.
another road story, for the book there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been telling that story nonstop since we got back.
Because I kept saying, "What the hell is going wrong with the PA?"
It's something that you really have to experience. I mean,
Yeah.
until you're actually there breathing that stuff. And
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was in a NASCAR pit or something, dude. It was just rolling by me. Y'all saw it, I mean.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I thought the PA blew up at first because I just heard a big roar.
Well, no, it came from behind me, so I knew I was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew we were rocking pretty good. But I tell you, I had it stomping pretty good, and man, when that bike cranked up,
Yeah, it just disappeared.
Y'all just disappeared.
Yeah. Well, when we were playing on stage, we
I
had the
couldn't hear you, so
we had the stage volume. We had the stage volume going, and we couldn't tell what was what. So it just sounded like something had just blown up PA wise.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was coming back through some microphones, and
Yeah, it was.
he was that far away too. It was just a big loud ass noise, man.
Yeah, and Jimmy wouldn't stop. I wanted to say, well, good night. Thank y'all for coming out.
Yeah, I wanted to take a break, at least get the smoke out of the club. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was about to gag, dude.
Well, at one point, I thought we had one more song left because we did one song prematurely, and
Premature
I thought, well, that's going to be it. And then we did some more, and I thought, okay, we're going to keep playing.
Yeah, it was Jimmy.
And then you kept going 345s, right? 345.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you,
Whatever happened to
Steve. I don't know if you knew about this.
30-minute break.
I don't know if you knew about this, but there's a club right down the road, because when we were pulling out of that place, we wanted to go grab something to eat, and they're like, hey, let's go ride down there and see what these buildings are, because there's a club right there where the road forks, and then there's another club on the left that looks like an old general store, and it was called the G Spot.
Call what?
It was called the G Spot.
Okay.
So we looked at each other and went, hey, I know where we're going at break time, because we thought it was a strip club.
It was a black bar.
It was a black bar called the G Spot.
A gay bar.
No, a black club.
After,
I thought since y'all was going, it might have been a gay bar.
Oh,
it would be when we got there.
yeah.
Nah, hey, seriously, hey, couldn't be no farther from the truth, but I mean,
Yeah.
I had to throw that in there.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
of course
fine.
you
I was
did.
trying to do my impression of Brian, but I didn't do very well.
No, that was good. I liked it.
Brian didn't pull
I'm
out.
no match for him. He's got so many one-liners that
Yeah, I just make it up. Give us a funny story, Steve. You've been playing for how many years?
I don't know. I lost count.
Over 30.
I've been playing professionally, making money for like 45 years, maybe.
Wow.
I've been on the drum kit for 50 years. It's my 50th anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Playing on the drums, and one of these days I'm gonna get good. I don't know.
I keep saying that too, but
I've been trying. I've tried, man. I'm trying. But a funny story is, I'll tell you, I got a good funny story that y'all probably hadn't heard. I was on the road with a band called New York. Oddly enough, we were from Rock Hill, South Carolina. They called the band New York because we had a big production, and they wanted it to sound big and look big, and we damn sure did. I mean, we had a big production, and went out and played a lot of. We were on the road. But one night, we was in I think we were in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we had the full crew and everything, of course, and we had 2 motel rooms for 10 people.
Damn.
Yeah, you heard me, 10 people. So
Wow.
because we had 4 guys in the band, and then one of the guys' wives sold T-shirts and merchandise, whatever, and then we had 4 other guys for the crew, and so to save money, that's what we did. And talking about paying your dues, I think this is really it. So the guitar player walked in his sleep.
Oh God, I see where this is going.
So we got this new crew guy in the band. I mean, he's only been in the band like a week. He went to Cincinnati with us. Well, of course, you got that many people in one room. 2 of us, slept under the cover and 2 on top. So that way we wouldn't touch each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just to clarify that up there.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm sure there was
But
touching.
seriously, he got up to go to the bathroom one night. And I got woken up. What the hell? And I turned over, and he was standing beside. He had come back. He thought he was in the bathroom. He was standing beside the bed, pissing on that crew member.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He was just peeing like hell on him. And the guy was like, "What the hell?" I mean, can you imagine?
Oh my
Your
God.
first gig out with the band, and you wake up and the guy's peeing on you.
Oh, you got to be
So
brothers.
that was a pretty funny story.
Yeah, that was a
Oh
good one.
God.
And
Tell-
oddly enough, I don't know why, there's another urine story. Back in 1979, I was in a band called Thrush, Thrus. Thrush, like the muffler.
Thrust.
Oh,
We
okay.
were like a big band out of Raleigh and stuff. And but dude, we were getting ready to go on stage and fail at the thing with the Flaming Mud.
Oh, I remember the Flaming Mud.
And there were, that's back when they sold us Miller beers, Anyway, the intro tape had started, and we had like maybe 50 seconds before we had to go up. So the bass player's like, "Man, I got to take a leak." He said, "Man, you ain't the bathroom's like the other end of the building." Okay, well, hand me that bottle right there. There was a Miller beer bottle.
Oh.
He didn't know it was sitting on the back of the PA that the lead singer had set down there.
Oh
So he
Lord.
pissed in that bottle. He said, "Oh, I feel great." So he got up there, and we were coming off stage. The lead singer, before we could say anything, he grabbed that bottle
Oh,
and turned that
God.
shit up there. He turned it, and spit it out, and we just all about just fell out.
Oh,
We tried to
God.
tell him, but we couldn't get to him in time,
Yeah.
He said, "Damn, I'm thirsty," and he turned that up. But anyway, that was another funny story.
That wasn't
Oh.
Scott, was it?
No. It wasn't Scott, no.
Oh.
There's another funny story with Scott, though. They was back in the Cerebus days when I was with them. We were one of them. I forget who it was. We was at somebody's apartment. I think it was Chris Pennell. Bless his heart, he's dead now. But anyway, we was at some apartment complex, and Scott did not want to go in the water by any means. He was, for whatever reason, I don't remember. He didn't want to go in the water. He didn't want to mess up his hair. He was getting ready to go out or do something. I don't know. But he didn't play in the water. But anyway, I remember I was like taking a nap over there, laying out in the sun, and which I very rarely get to do these days. But
Yeah.
anyway, we were over there, and I got woke up with "Let me go, damn it! Let me go, damn it!" They had him by the feet, and he was holding on to a chain link fence, and they was pulling on him. Scott
my
Little. They
Yeah.
was pulling on him, like a pogo stick, and he had a death grip on that fence, and they were trying to throw him in the water.
Oh my God.
It was just funny as hell to wake up and see that.
Let me go, damn it. Let me go, damn
Like,
it.
let me go.
What about the one that you're famous for that Jackie always tells when you got arrested before a gig?
Well, that's kind of personal.
Oh,
but,
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay, never
God.
mind, never mind.
We can't talk about that.
It's partly my fault and partly not, but we had a sound guy named Kid.
Oh, yeah, I remember Kid.
He's dead too, by God bless his heart. But big black guy, he traveled around with us. And he knew a little bit of stuff, you know. We worked together and stuff on sound and carry sound some. But he mainly just needed a job, you know. And
Right.
we were trying to help him out. But anyway, we were on the way to a gig in Bunn, B-U-N-N, North Carolina.
Bunn.
Right outside of
I've
Raleigh.
heard of it.
Pretty nice club, man. Actually, it was a pretty nice club, but and I had a Maxima at the time. But you know, Kid used to ride with me. Well, he months before that, I mean, maybe 6 months before that, he had put some paraphernalia, we'll just call it that. You know, paraphernalia under the edge of my carpet, you know, in my car, not under the floor mat, but under the edge of the actual carpet. So, you know, and any time I ever vacuum my car out, which is often, I never saw it. Well, I forgot about it. Well, he forgot about it too. Well, anyway, we got down there and got late, you know, got everything set up. It was turned out to be a pretty good gig for us.
Right.
Until we decided Jerry's sharing the keyboard player.
Yeah.
He said, I gotta go get cleaned up. We had a hotel. Our hotel we could find was 35 miles away.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Well, we barely had enough time to go get back there and then get back to the club and start playing. Well, by God, we got there, Jerry. I got to wash my hair. I said, Jerry, we ain't got time. I said, just go back there in that big double sink in the kitchen and go old school and wash your hair. And we'll have all that. We'll
Take
have
a
that
whore
hour,
bath.
you know,
Bird
to
bath,
eat
yeah.
And chill and be here on time.
Wash your
No,
dick
I
and
got to go
stuff.
back to the hotel. I got to go back to the hotel. So Jerry drove the band truck. So I got my Maxima. Here we go. And going there didn't have no problem. Well, by God, when we was leaving, I was, you know, and it was partly my fault. I was speeding a little bit. I was going about 7. I wasn't even going 10 miles over. I was going 7 or 8. I don't remember. But there was a cop coming in to see the limits of where we were leaving. But yet, we were outside the city limits by like a mile before he come in. He was on his way into work. Well, he turned around and pulled us and found that paraphernalia. Well, you know, Jerry took my car onto the club, and they took me to jail
Oh my God.
Wow.
because of that.
Tell us what you were
And
wearing.
I thought, well, you know, they posted bond. I said, well, they'll be back up there to get me in a few hours. And I knew I wasn't going to make the gig by this time, but in the meantime, they went on down to the gig thinking it was down, you know, carry on. The DJ is like, hey, man, I'm a drummer. I was a drummer in high school. Well,
Yeah.
Was and is.
Yeah, exactly.
And my God, John Jones got up there and said he couldn't even play honky tonk women. He couldn't even play a beat.
Oh my
And they
God.
were all to pieces. After 2 or 3 songs, they had to just quit, you know.
Wow.
But the funny part
And,
is, tell them what you was wearing, the big purple coat and the.
Oh yeah, well at that time, you know, I had let's see, I had a black leather trench coat on. And I had these snakeskin boots on that, just like the ones that Bon Jovi wore in the Blaze of Glory video.
Oh yeah.
They were snake all the way up. I mean, they were badass. And for that time, you know, that was a cool thing to have. Until I had to save up forever to get them. But anyway, I got them, and I had my, you know, my stage attire on. I was going to the gig. When I got to the jailhouse, some people were looking at me like, we got a damn rock star in here or something. Everybody thought, you know, I was like, nah, not by any means. You know, I was just going to a gig. Got caught speeding.
Was you in a
If
separate
they get
cell?
me out in a few hours, well, by God, they come up there with $600. And when they did, they said, "No, you're from out of town. I think we're going to up your bond to 12."
Oh my God.
Judge was
Wow.
like, "Damn, we ain't got that much money. Hell, we didn't make but $800 a night." So then Jackie and them went on back to the club and tried to finish a gig with that messed up DJ drummer that got to it somehow. But anyway, so I ended up staying in jail. It's the only time I've ever really been in jail. And I don't know, man. It does something to you. I don't know. You know, I felt like I was just alone. You know.
Yeah.
I had people working on stuff outside. You know, to get my bond, get me out, and all that. And But David Fink, I'd worked with him before. He was a multi-millionaire manager of Full Tilt.
God.
I worked with him. I said, well, he's probably got the cash on hand at home and he's saving something. So I got my mama to call him, and he come down there to get me out. He was a good guy like that. But he come down there, and for some reason the system was down. The whole system of the jail was down. They couldn't process anybody in or out. They said, you'll have to come back tomorrow. Well, I'd already been there 2 days now, so he got a motel room and stayed overnight.
Wow.
And come back the next day, and David come got me out.
Well, that's a good friend, though, man.
I was in there from Friday night about 8 o'clock until Sunday. I was in there all weekend.
Good God, man, that sucks.
It was terrible. Yeah, it was horrible. But of course, I kind of just try to sleep most of the time, but it's so noisy you really can't. I gave everybody. I said, well, I'm gonna be getting out here in a few hours.
Right.
I gave everybody.
I've been there.
I didn't realize I was gonna be there 3 days.
Yeah, Dave's been there.
I've been
I
there.
gave everybody my Apple and everything. So but nobody bothered me. But it's just crazy. It's something I don't want to go through again.
Yeah, no shit.
Nobody does.
But you've lived a life. You've lived a life, man.
Oh, you have a rainbow bumper.
You've lived
sticker
like
on
a
your car
Spinal
that says,
Tap
"I love it when
life."
Balls are in my face.
Well,
That's gay.
I kept my nose clean for the most part,
Oh yeah.
Because I don't drink, and the DWI thing was never an issue with me. And, but it's just victim of circumstance. We should have never tried to make it back. Because if he wouldn't have went, I wouldn't have been speeding. And I mean, who knows? I could have been called at a later date, but it was just a bad timing thing. But
I blame Jerry Sharon.
experience learned.
Well, Steve, man, we love you, buddy, Roe. And good luck on your white fake and your no love lost. And like I said, we still want to get you for an hour interview started and your influences and all that. So, but you're always working all the time.
I wish I had pictures, all the way back from.
Yeah.
I started actually in 1964
Damn.
when the Beatles was on Ed Sullivan's show. That's what inspired me. But we'll get into that at a later date. But yeah, that's when I started, dude.
Damn.
I started back then, so I've seen a lot of rock bands come and go. And
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of rock bands that came and went. So, but yeah, I have a lot of stories, and
Yeah, I like the ones you just told was fantastic.
Yeah, good old-fashioned old stories.
Well, I guess we'll let you get back at it, man. While you're trying, we're aggravating you while you're trying to work, but
Going on down the
I appreciate
road.
you calling me, and like I've always said this about y'all. Y'all, I think you've really on to something here with this talk show thing. And if you could ever get, George Ryder or somebody that's got a little bit of money that could help get this thing syndicated, maybe just give nothing else, North Carolina.
oh, it'd be awesome, man.
You're mainly in the trial right now, but if you could ever get that going, I think y'all would be on to something. Because there's enough musicians and enough stories and enough clubs and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And, I know y'all just do it for fun and get a kick.
No, we want to do it for real.
It's you've got a great personality to do it, and Dave's a good interview guy. He's
You're killing me, Smalls.
Brian, you're the more cut up one.
Yeah.
Inserts in there. Y'all two work good as a team. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But anyway,
Was that a compliment?
It was a compliment.
I guess we'll be rocking riders next week, right?
Hell yeah. We're going to be there.
Yeah. Well,
It's just Saturday, though.
What? I thought it was
Just
Friday and
Saturday,
Saturday.
unfortunately, yeah.
Jimmy told me it was just
So at
Saturday.
least we'll have some people on Saturday. And by the way, anybody that may have been to Riders and seen fair warning, and I'm not just saying this because I work with them.
Hell yeah.
The proof remains in the pudding. So come on down and get your bananas out. We'll have some bananas.
Get your bananas out.
We'll have a banana daiquiri.
Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later, all right?
All right, by
buddy,
God, man. Be
appreciate it.
careful.
All right, have a good evening.
All right, you too.
All right, see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was, by God, Mr. Steve Arnold right there on your FM dial.
On the FM dial.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. That was some great stories coming from Steve, man. He's been up and down the road for many, many, many years.
Yeah, he has been up and down the coast. A lot of those places he was talking about, I remember those places. So.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to come back real soon. This is the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show.
You're listening to the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show on Spreaker.com.
Run for shelter. Run for your life.
This is not a drill. This is not a drill.
No, that's what you said to your wife on your waiting night. This is not a drill.
Canned laughter.
Hey, can the laughter.
Yeah.
Welcome to another installment of the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show.
Yes, you lucky sumbitches.
Here on Spreaker.com.
Well, maybe. We don't know.
Yeah, we haven't gotten it up yet. Well, that's not the first time. I'm one of your hosts here. I'm Dirty Dave, sitting across from me as always.
And I'm your Latino heartthrob, Mr. Senor Dickey.
Senor Dickey. Is that Mr. Dickey?
Well, yeah, you can translate it to that.
Me love you long time.
And we are here live and live in color, and we're happy to talk to you guys. I guess today, I don't know. What do you want to start the show out like talking about? Maybe let's talk about our week last week.
Yeah, well, I didn't have much of a week last week. I mean, we played.
We got a brand new club.
We got a brand new club that we played Saturday. It's the Southern Roadhouse.
Also known as the Gold Dust Saloon or something like that.
Formerly, or as Chris likes to call it, the Burnout Saloon.
Yeah, exactly.
So we played great place. Matter of fact, some other friends of ours, Dan Fino, they play there.
Dan Fino and Billy Crash and the Cresons have played there.
Nice big stage.
Also, we can't forget Red on the Head, who got us the gig.
That's right. I thought the PA had malfunctioned at one point later in the evening towards the end of the third set because shit was just getting loud and making noise. Come to find out they were doing burnouts at the front of the
about
bar.
5 different bikers who rode their bikes in the
God.
bar and was like filled the whole club up, and Jimmy still wouldn't let us stop playing. So.
And Chris had to leave, and
yeah, we had to play the last song with.
He had to go outside and get him some oxygen.
Yeah,
some O2.
He's asthmatic, so.
That's the biggest laugh we've gotten all.
Yeah, no shit.
You know what? I've just realized something. We got the 4th of July coming up.
Yeah.
This is Wednesday night. We are recording the show. But this is Wednesday night. It's about 20 after 8 or so.
Yeah.
And that is time for traffic. But my birthday is coming up Monday. And we got the big 4th of July of the weekend this weekend.
So
but
we'll
do you
have
know?
to celebrate your birthday next week.
But do you know what my birthday coincides with? You know what the 7th of July has in common?
I have no idea.
This show will be 1 year old.
Mm-hmm. Well, we took a year off, remember?
No, it wasn't a year. we took off like what, December to
like 8 months or something.
It was like from December to March or something like that.
Which was weird because that was our biggest ratings was during those months that we were off.
I know. We had lots of people calling in, and we're like, we're not doing the show. Stop calling my phone.
Yeah, stop trying to borrow money.
So, welcome again to the show. What did you have going on? Your son had a birthday.
Yeah, the big 1-3. My son Dylan Hall, who kind of looks just like his mama, thank God.
I thought he looked like somebody else in the band.
Yeah, Chris.
He's got the legs.
He has the legs for it. No, my wife's going to get mad. But.
Yeah. Thank God she doesn't listen to the show. That would be 4 listeners.
She refuses to listen to this crap. But Yeah, it was something, man, to see him just turning into a little man, compared to your son's 21.
Well, 21, and he's a big man. He when he started
we call him
getting,
Tank.
I know, and
Tank Baker.
which, by the way, two fish were sitting in a tank.
Yeah.
And one fish looked over at the other fish and said, "How the hell do you drive this thing?"
Yeah.
So,
but seriously.
so I noticed he was getting stocky there in his 12, 13 years old, and he started getting big pretty quick, and I started to bow up at him a couple of times, and then I was like, "Gee, I hope he doesn't call me out on this," because
you have to wear
that
pops
little bastard's getting big. But he's natured like his daddy, like my dad. He broke my wheel years ago because I knew that belt would break my ass.
Yeah, and your jaw.
Many times. I never went head to head with my dad. I knew better.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you have any knockdown dragouts?
Yeah, it didn't work out. It didn't work.
Out too
favor,
good. Yeah. Everybody I've talked to that has ever bowed up at their dad, unless their dad was like bedridden in a hospital, pretty
That's
much
the best time to beat his ass.
would do like my dad used. Okay, first of all, everything that I've ever told my son is I'm just mimicking what my dad used to tell me.
Yeah.
I'm just repeating. I'm like a parrot. And not a parent, but a parrot. But my son asked me one day, he says, "Do you have like a butt fetish or something?" And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Because every time when I was a kid, when I was screwing up, I would say something like, "Hey, Dad, I want to get this. I want to burn this. I want to go outside and burn this. Well, I'm going to burn your ass if you don't get your ass in here." He would always turn it into a butt thing. So I did the same with Shane.
Oh, yeah.
So I would always say, "I'm going to take my foot and snap it off in your ass." And then when he got older, like 18, 19, he'd look at me and go, "That's just nasty." And he asked me one day, "What is with you and butts?" And I was like, "That's what my dad used to say when I was growing up. He'd snap his foot off in my ass, or every time I did something, it would turn it around and make it a butt thing."
He would say, Mom used to say, I'd say, "I'd like to have some ice cream. You look like a damn ice cream."
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
I had friends in the neighborhood I grew up that they would get beat with drop cords. So I had it pretty easy.
maybe they deserved it.
They probably did. Now, this one kid took a shit in my yard one time. I'll never forget. I don't know why.
Sorry about that.
He wanted to come in and use the bathroom, and my mom, for whatever reason, said no. And he went outside in the garden, in the backyard, and took a dump in her garden.
At least he fertilized it.
Yeah. And I'll never forget, she went over to his house, and when because I saw him do it, and I narked on him. I was like 6 or 7 years old. And she went over there, and the parents made him get a paper bag and walked over to our house, and he had to pick it up and put it in the bag.
So now that guy's killing people.
Oh, his name was Greg. I don't remember his last name, but he had a little younger brother.
Bissonette.
Yeah, probably. So, again, welcome to the show. We have some actual information to pass along,
We do?
I promise. It's not just sitting here talking a whole bunch of shit. You got any news over there, Brian?
No, I'm having technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties with the internet. Well, let's see what else went on this weekend. I moved.
Yeah, we're over here in the dirt cave.
I'm in the dirt cave where we've affectionately titled it, or I did. And I've been calling everybody saying, "Hey, you guys want to hang out? Because I'm over here with me and a dog." I talked to somebody just a little while ago on the phone, and they said,
What was his name?
Well,
Yeah.
can't divulge that. But they said something like, "Yeah, we got to get together and drink a beer." And I was like, "Yeah, because my dog doesn't like beer." So that would be good. And the bar we played at, I can't believe this is the second bar we've ever played that didn't have milk. So when I ordered a White Russian,
They said, "We only serve men drinks here, sir."
a White Russian is a man drink. It's just
Yeah.
for whatever reason they don't have the milk. And they had the big refrigerator.
Well, they had it, but it was curdled.
They opened the refrigerator, and I saw bologna and cheese in there, and I saw various other things you would see in a house refrigerator, but no milk. So they said, well, what do you want us to put in there? And I looked at this girl that wants us to go down and play at their bar.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember her name, and the Lord will strike me dead for that later. But they said, well, I'm a bartender. You can put some Kahlua in there, or, whatever. So basically, instead of milk, I had vodka. I had Kahlua.
Do you know what Kahlua is?
Do I know what Kahlua is?
Yeah, goat cum.
No, it's not. So I had
throw it on your back and your ass and smack your own
exactly.
ass.
So they took some Baileys, Kahlua, and vodka, and filled up a big glass and gave it to me. So basically, I had a cup of liquor.
Yeah, liquor.
3 different kinds of liquor. It started kicking in around the second set. Actually, the way I played was fine. It was everybody else.
That's true too.
But we had Chris had to leave the stage, and
that was the best we sounded all night.
And then of course Chris stepped in a hole.
Yeah, he's the only guy I know that can get hurt within minutes. He just walked outside to piss and fell in a mud hole. And
he looks at Steve and he says,
I had to give him a pair of socks.
You don't know how close you came to playing drums tonight.
I think it was just his ploy to get out of playing.
Yeah. So we have the phone lines, of course, as always, are open. So
I
if you
can't
want
get on Facebook to promote it. Did you see this one video? I don't know if I can get it to play, where the guy does 29 impressions in one song. Maybe you can pull it up over there. It's on YouTube. It's 29 celebrity impressions, one original song, and it's actually pretty good. Some of them he nails, some of them not so much.
And he's just doing celebrity.
Yeah, I mean just celebrity stuff, especially when he does the Gwen Stefani. It's pretty good.
Gwen Stefani. Yeah, we're having some difficulty connecting with the internet, so we're just kind of winging it.
We're having difficulty connecting with each other.
So, is that all that went on this week?
Yeah, besides working and all that good stuff.
Now, let's see, where the hell are we at next week? I think we play next week, and then we're off again.
Are we at Riders?
I think it is Riders.
With the hottest new band on the circuit, the Cry Havoc Boys.
We're going to be with them?
Is that it? Yeah, I think at Riders.
I think that is it, come to think of it.
We'll do our set, get out there, and then let them have the headline.
Oh, God. What's the name of the band that's there this week? TCB
or TCU or something.
TCBU. Matter of fact, the person I was talking to a little while ago, their brother is in that band. And I think it's TCB.
Is it Bon Jovi? Bon Jovi or something? I don't know. It's something like that.
It's not Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Something to that effect.
So, did you see any interesting movies this week?
Well, I have a friend who has a hookup to go to movies, and I've called him several times, and he won't hook me up.
Well, did you see anything interesting on Netflix?
No, I'm not a Netflix guy, but I'm getting ready to be. I'm getting ready to tell Time Warner to go suck a root.
Now, you said you had, where was it you said you bumped into somebody, the Dish people?
Yeah, at Walmart. And they gave me this big long spiel about for it's going to be this much, and it's $50 less than what you're paying now, and
for a year.
For a year, and I said so. And then after that, it goes right back up to basically what I'm paying now for Time Warner. And he's like, "Well, yeah, kinda." And I was like, "Then why change?" I mean, well, I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're such fucking morons.
I'll give a little shout out to Mr. Vernon Jordan and
the Jordanaires.
Mr. Sinister, and he not only did he come over and help move. Of course, Vernon is the drummer from the band Damn Fino.
Damn
Fino, as Brian likes to say. So not only did he come over and help move from the apartment and help him and his son Robbie help put a bunch of shit on the truck that I didn't feel like touching.
Yeah, because he's lazy.
No, I was coordinating everything upstairs, and they were taking stuff downstairs, and then of course they had to go, and then I had some plumbing issues when I first moved into the house. I got the water turned on like a Friday, and then the next day on a Saturday, oh God, hell broke loose. I had to tighten up. I had a bad water leak behind the toilet. I went to tighten up something. The line broke. Water was shooting everywhere.
Somebody said you shit in the sink. That was your plumbing problem.
Yeah. I wish that was the only problem I had. But I was here by myself, so if I'd have let the water just go, the water, I would have been swimming. So
With bow-legged women.
So I'm bailing water in a 5-gallon bucket, and then I got a little gallon container. I'm just pouring it in the toilet, let it fill up in the bucket a little bit, and it was the line coming up out of the floor. And that was a nightmare. I'm on the phone dialing with my left hand and bailing with my right. So and that was a long, hard issue. So
That's
I finally,
better than what you're usually doing with.
I ended up calling 911. The fire department came out and turned the water. I couldn't turn. I went outside with a small pair of pliers and tried to turn the thing, and it wouldn't turn. And so I called. They said, 911, what is your emergency? I said, I can't cut the damn water off.
Oh, God.
I had been bailing water for about a half an hour. I'd called people, and nobody showed up. And I'm just bailing water to keep it from going down the vents in the floor. And finally, the fire department shows up, and I hear somebody talk, and they said, hey! And I said, help! And he came inside, and they said, what seems to be the problem? And I wanted to look at him and go, seriously? So I
pleasuring myself.
I said, if you could go turn the damn water off, I would be extra thankful. So they cut the water off. Vernon came over and helped me replace the line because I got the wrong piece. I got the thing for a faucet instead of a toilet. Oh, God.
So you fucked up all the way around.
Well, Vernon helped me get the part, and then once we realized that it was not going to work, the line, once we put the line in that broke, we come to find out it was another piece that was the problem that was leaking initially. So Vernon had to leave, and I said, I appreciate you doing what you did. And then I get a phone call later that night, and who came and saved the day and finished helping me get my bathroom straight so I could get my water turned back on because water was still leaking bad in the bathroom, was the president of the Red Devils.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Kevin.
Big thanks to them.
Yeah, he came out and got me all fixed up, and thank God, because now my water's on, my toilet's not leaking. So I'm gonna hook up the Red Devils with some. I gave him a thing of, something to sip on, shall we say?
Oh, okay.
So that was my week. It was just kind of crazy, but we are. Let's see what else we got. Something else is going on around here. What's going on for the 4th? There's a bunch of stuff going on.
I think
for
the
4th.
damn Fino boys are playing a big show. Like Billy called in last week talking about a big show they've got going on with Tim Elliott and I think it's like Matt Boswell and some other band I can't remember now. But
now he had. They had like 2 shows canceled, like
I think
pretty much
yeah.
back to back. I think. Now they were going to play. What was the show they were going to play?
With Travis Tritt.
Yeah.
At Jamieokie Park.
And that kind of fell through, which I know shit happens. It usually happens to do with ticket sales or whatever. But I don't know what the.
I think Billy tried to attack Travis Tritt in the dressing room.
They said, "We don't need you." No.
Tried to touch Travis.
As a matter of fact, he called in. Was it last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gave us a little shout out.
Well, I guess it's time to take our first break.
Going to take a quick break. Come back, and Brian is playing with his sound effects. So
playing with something over here.
Yeah. Well, he has to have his.
Usually, it's
his fix.
My dick.
He's got his Brian's got the clap.
Yeah. It's the first time I've heard that.
All right, but we'll be right back. This is the Dirty Overhall Rock. Hi, this is Dirty Dave from the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show. Yes, the rumors are true. We are back on the air starting this Monday, May 19th at 11:30 p.m. and every Monday night at 11:30 p.m. after that. We're going to be having lots of surprises, guests, music info, concert info, just a lot of great surprises coming at you, a lot of new segments. So tune in, why don't you, Monday nights, 11:30 p.m. for the Dirty Overhall Rock Show. Show. All right, we're back here at the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show. On the phone, we have Mr. Jimmy Nolen from Cry Havoc. Jimmy, how are you?
Hey, Dave. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. Sitting here trying to get my computer is acting stupid. We're trying to get some airwaves pounding here on the internet. You sitting around watching a little TV, watching a little American Idol? How's that going?
It's going pretty good. I think it's an interesting season this year.
Okay, you have a favorite?
The guy from Asheville, I think his name's Caleb or something like that. He's kind of an old school rocker, man. Last night he did Dazed and Confused by Zeppelin, and just kind of blew me away. And plus, the guitar player that's playing for the Idol band is playing an amp that I'm very interested in, one called a Bogner.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to check those out because I might be interested in buying one later on.
Oh, okay. Now tell everybody what it is you're playing through now.
Right now, I've just got a new. It's a Hughes and Kettner. It's called a Tube Master 18. It looks like a bread box, but sounds like a pit bull. So it's actually one of the smallest tube heads that they make. And I went in Guitar Center, and my buddy Buddha over there. By the way, if you need guitar repair, see Buddha at Guitar Center.
Oh, okay.
He hooked me up and let me try it through a 112 orange cabinet, and I laughed at him when he was hooking it up. I said, "Come on, man, give me a real amp." He said, "Just try it." And I was blown away. I was so blown away, I bought it that day.
Wow.
And now that's the rig that when we do shows and stuff like that, that's actually what I'm using on stage. I used to use a 412 cab and a Soldano head, but I went to this now.
And what kind of cab it is? Not a 412?
No, it's a 112 orange.
112, okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know, I'm seeing a lot of people making moves from the big Marshall rigs, guitars you're used to seeing guitar players play back in the 80s and 90s, and they're going to these smaller combo amps and, the Orange and Aguilar and other amps like that. And are you seeing a lot of that as well?
Yeah, actually, it's funny you brought that up because, I played a big half stack for like 20 years. And then I went and did a show. My band opened up for Trial by Fire, Journey tribute band. And the guitar player was playing a Carbon, it's called a B3 micro head and a 212 cab.
Yeah.
And just had one of the best sounds I've ever heard. Well, and I thought, man, that's pretty good. So, I thought I'd do some research. Well, a couple weeks later, we opened up for another band at the same club that's called, and their guitar player, sure enough, was playing the same thing. He was playing.
You cut out for a second there. What was the name of it again?
It's a Carbon Micro V3.
Okay. Well, you said you opened with another band. What was the name of the band?
Yeah, we opened up for another band at the same club. It was the band was called Problem Child.
Oh, okay. That was the part of cut out.
And their guitar player, it turned out he was using the same amp as the guy from Trial by Fire, the Carbon 3 Micro. And I thought, well, both of those guys can't be wrong. So I bought one and actually was loving it, doing a lot of stuff with it, but, still, was pretty good size amp.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, I went into Guitar Center. I was actually looking to buy a Telecaster that day. And my good friend Buddha over there showed me this. And I said, you know what? Smaller is sometimes better. And I've seen a lot of guys. I mean, there's still a bunch of guys playing the big half stacks. I know Jimmy's doing it, some others.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys now that have done like me, is going to the smaller stuff just because it's easier to carry. You can get a really good sound at less volume, and it's, kind of just let the PA do the work, and you just kind of just worry about playing guitar.
Yeah, because there's been times where I have been known to be loud, my stage volume. I jokingly tell everybody my rig has got, which is an Ampeg, B2R, and I jokingly tell everybody it's got 2 settings, off and freaking loud. And we play places, and Steve Arnold, our sound man, will tell us, or Bob at After Hours will tell us, I don't even have you in the mix, man, and you're loud. So, but yeah, you're right. Let the PA do the work, and you're right, carrying it in and carrying it out, because I've got 2 410 cabinets to set up, plus my head with the everything I have to set up because I'm wireless, and it's a hassle carrying it all around. But yeah, you're right. Let the PA do the work, and it's just a lot easier. I see a lot of guys, they have the little stands and they put their combo amps on there, and it sounds fine. You can never tell that it was anything other than what it was.
Yeah, and in today's music market. The venues are not getting bigger, unfortunately. They're getting smaller. So,
that's true.
It's just for me, it's better because this is absolutely, I can take this amp and I can play it in the bedroom or the practice building, or I can go to a club like Riders or Ziggy's.
Yeah.
And, use the same amp on the same setting and just get whatever sound I want out of it. And for me, it's just easier, more compact. I mean, you throw it in the back of your truck, man, you're going down the road, and it's virtually bulletproof. So
yeah.
I'm just really, really thrilled about it. I know that they make a bigger version of the same amp, and I've actually thought about when we do a big show somewhere, buying one of the heads. But also I'm torn between that and a Bogner right now, and I've kind of always wanted a Bogner. And just, so I'm just checking them out, and I'm going to see where I get the better deal and just go after that. But
right.
I like to have, basically I have 3 different rigs, what I call the small, the medium, and the large. Mm-hmm. And, the large you don't take out very much except for somewhere like Ziggy's or Riders or something like that. But, I just kind of enjoy the little amp right now. It's a lot of fun, and just, that, and I bought another I'm big on the Music Man guitars. I actually bought another one a couple of weeks back. I'm playing it and loving it. So now it's just, just doing different stuff, kind of the stuff that works for me, and just jamming with it, having fun.
Well, now let's talk a little bit now about the reason why we're kind of having this conversation is you have some pretty interesting plans coming up in June. Why don't you tell everybody about that?
Sure, I'd be glad to. I am going to Musicians Institute in Los Angeles, California for what's known as the Summer Shot program. And basically what that is for the listeners who are not familiar with, Musicians Institute is a guitar, bass, vocal, keyboard school in Hollywood, California. It's basically where some of the best guitar players and bass players, singers, keyboardists, producers, people like that kind of go to this school and train and kind of try to get better at their craft and, learn more. It's very prestigious to even be accepted to the school. And, back in 1986, I was set to go there. And, of course, life got in the way, family and things like that, so I was not able to go. and I had the good fortune of studying under Brad Hollenbach, who was a graduate from the school, and just hearing the stories about, how it was out there. I mean, this is a state-of-the-art place, and it really takes you from point A to point B in your guitar playing, and it's something that I've just dreamed about since I was, just a small lad, and now I'm fortunate enough this year that I got accepted, and I can go, and I'm going to go out there and do the summer shop program and just kind of have fun with it and try to become a better guitar player. There's some gaps here and there and things I want to learn just for me as a guitar player, not because I want to be rich or famous or anything, because I don't think that's going to happen. But I just want to go out there and just have the experience and get to play with guys that, do this, on a much larger scale, and, just soak up the information and theory and all like that, and just try to get, to become the best guitar player that I can become.
Well, there's a lot of guitar players that really, as far as theory goes, they really immerse themselves into, the whole theory and all the semantics behind it. And then there's a lot of guys that, couldn't play a major scale if you had a gun to their head. They just know what sounds good.
Right.
And like George Lynch, for example, he said many times in an interview that, he wasn't a real technical guitar player.
Right.
Can you, if you were to go see a guitar player, can you tell if he's like, and I know bass players will do it too, but some guitar players, they have their little box of tricks, and when they're doing solos, they more or less play the same thing over and over. Can you spot those guys, or can you, have you ever gone to see a guitar player and said, well, he's not a real technical guy, or he's not that advanced, or he's not real, do you see much of that?
Well, actually, I see both. I see guys that are so technically proficient that they sound like a machine. They don't even sound like a person playing anymore.
Right.
And then I see other guys that couldn't tell you an A chord from a D chord, but they can play some amazing stuff, and they just know what sounds good to them. And for me, I've met guys that could play just some incredible pieces of music. Just like some Dream Theater and stuff like that. They know every note, why that note's supposed to be that way, and everything. And I just think that's amazing. But I've also met guys that they know the pentatonics, and that's it. That's all they know.
Yeah.
They know a 5-note scale. They can't tell you how it's put together. They can't tell you where it comes from. But they know how to make it sound just incredible. So I've seen both, and I've got to say that in this area, we are extremely fortunate because there are so many good, just good players, good musicians, good singers, bass players. They're just all, really, really, really good players, and they're, it's incredible. I've watched, I've said many times that, I kind of come up watching Jimmy Henson play. And some of the things Jimmy does, he could probably explain to you, and there's other things he does. Jimmy probably said, I don't have a clue how to do it, I just do it.
Yeah.
But it's so, it's just so wonderful to see these guys play this stuff. And I can remember I used to go watch bands play just to learn songs. Years ago, if there was a band that was known for a certain song, I would go watch them just to watch the guy play. Prime example would have been John Jones out of Electric Horse.
Yeah.
And he had a unique way of doing an old song called God Bless Texas. And which is really, to me today, it's kind of simple to play. But back then, there was a lot to it, it seemed like, anyway. And I went and just watched him play it, and because it was kind of unorthodox, but it was so cool. And that's kind of how I learned to play that song, was just by watching him. But
well, there was no YouTube back in the day when we were coming up through the ranks, so to speak, you and I, and that's the way you learned. You would go watch other people play. And,
Exactly.
you know, you couldn't Google or any of that stuff. You know, you either had the guitar tab in the magazine or you had a buddy that showed it to you. Maybe he learned it from somewhere, or you go watch somebody play. And a lot of the times when you went to watch other people play, you would pick up on little things like the way they move and the way they, you know, the camaraderie on stage, the way he plays. The guitar player that sticks out of my mind the most is when I was a youngster going to roadies back in Goldsboro, is when Max Warrior would come to town.
Oh, yeah.
Scott
yeah.
Atkins. I was blown away. He was 19 years old. You know, he was a little older than I was, and he had that kind of blondish white streak in the side of his hair, and he played with those, you know, most guitar players I knew, they had those skinny, long fingers, you know, for getting those chords. And, you know, me, I've got these little fat little fingers like sausages, you know, and you know, they would just wail, and he would play the way he would play. I would hear guitar players say all the time that, you know, maximize your efficiency. In other words, don't pick your finger that far up off the fretboard when you're doing scales and when you're doing runs, because, you know, it's just like it's more energy you're expelling, you know. So he would keep his fingers real close to the fretboard, and it was almost like he had popsicle sticks tied to his fingers, but he was a phenomenal player.
Yeah, I remember seeing those guys years ago at an old club in Greensboro called Joker's Street.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Never been there, but I've heard of it.
Oh, well, you know, there were two versions of it. There was one right across from UNCG, which was a huge club. I mean, everybody from Jason and the Scorchers to Nantucket to Molly Hatchet, 38 Special. I mean, believe it or not, I was actually in there one night, and this is early 80s, before Bon Jovi ever hit it big. I think Fahrenheit had just been released.
Okay.
And those guys actually were on tour with somebody, showed up at the club, told the club owner to lock the doors and let everybody stay. They bought everybody's beer and stuff, and they got up on stage with a band and played that night. And just did like classics, you know, did like, they were doing stuff like Johnny B. Good and did some, God, what else? Did some Van Halen, just did some old standards, band Kiss, stuff like that. But they were just so good when they were playing, and it was a really cool experience. But Max Warrior, I remember those guys. Pegasus Rock.
Oh God, Pegasus Rocks. Icewater Mansion. Remember Icewater Mansion?
Icewater Mansion. I heard of them, but I've never seen them.
There was Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday. You know the story that when I played with Brian, that, you know, we opened up for Doc Holliday like 400 times, and we were the band that actually. At the time, pissed him off because I don't know if Brian ever told you the story about getting a 6-pack of beer, and it was still in the, you know, the holder, in the little plastic holder.
Yeah.
So he sits there and takes the whole 6-pack and shakes it, and it opens all 6 of them up. So there's beer spewing all over the stage, all over the drummer's kit. And, you know, I was using their guitar player's amp, and I think. Who was playing bass? Dennis was playing bass for us at the time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, beer was just all over. And there's Doc's rhythm guitar player on the side of the stage yelling at Brian at the top of his lungs, cussing him and everything. And it was terrible. I mean, they had to take Doc and Brian and all and the George's office back there and sit down and talk about the whole thing, but it was just hilarious, man.
That's funny. I remember old days of going to see like bands like Sidewinder.
Oh,
and,
yeah, man, those guys were.
Bono would be on the side of the stage in his, you know, sock feet, twirling the drumstick while they were playing. And then they would come out and have stupid little contests to win a 6-pack of beer, like hula hoop contests and, you know, things like that. And you know, I actually ripped them off. In a band years ago, prior to Fair Warning, I introduced that, you know, just something to keep the crowd interested, you know, and having girls come up, you know, and the guys would go, ooh, you know, they'd come up from the bar and watch the girls, and we would tell them that you got to keep the hula hoop going while we're playing this song, and the first one to drop it is the loser, and the other person wins. So we would do stupid shit like that. But
It's all good. It's all good. Clean
it's all
fun, Dave.
good, clean fun, and it's all about that's like why they have ladies' night at the bars, to get the guys to come in, and that's why we were trying to get the guys interested, and the girls. Back in the day, we used to get the girlfriends and the wives to come up to the front of the stage, and that would bring all the rest of the people and all the other girls up to the stage, and and whatever it took to get the crowd motivated and interested and. Whatever it takes. But, it's funny. I saw a friend of mine on YouTube today. I used to play in a band years ago, like 90, 91, a band called Widow, and which eventually became Cruella de Vil.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And then we had a guitar player by the name of Doug Canny. We called him the Can Man. And he was always, he was kind of like Brian. He was always just funny as hell and, just crazy guy. So it's funny now that he has ditched the whole band thing, and now he's a full-time comedian.
Really?
Yeah, he's picked up the microphone and he goes out North and South Dakota, St. Pete, down in Florida. He goes all over and he's making a name for himself. And I was talking to Todd Yon one time, who's a friend of the show, and we were talking to him about some stuff, and I happened to mention his name. I said, "You know Doug Canny?" And he said, "Yeah, I know Doug." So they have passed each other in their ranks, but yeah, he's doing pretty good for himself, and he's got this thing on YouTube where he went down to St. Pete, and he was driving a cab for a week, and he would call it. He had a camera set up on or near the rearview mirror, and he would pick up people and just be himself, and it was called the Comedy Cab, and it's funny, to see someone else. I mean, like I know you play, I play. I know a lot of people that play, but somebody. I mean, he still plays guitar, kind of like Todd Yon in his little skits. But he's basically just standing up there doing stand up. I mean, like, wow, all the money you make is yours. No real load in to speak of except you and your crap, your bag, and give it to the hotel. I was like, I'm a little envious, so I gotta call Doug and contact him and ask him to maybe do a call in, because he lives in Havelock, and I got a lot of stories I could tell you about back in the day when we used to play at the Attic in Greenville. Yeah, a lot of funny stories there, but we won't get into that. But thanks for talking with us. We didn't have a heck of a lot of time. I'm sorry, but I did want to just talk to you a little bit about your trip. Now, you said you're leaving again when?
I'm leaving June the 20th, and I'll be gone to June the 29th. And like I said, I'll be in Hollywood, California. I'm staying at the world-famous Lowe's Hotel, which is right behind the Dolby and Chinese Theater. And,
that's crazy.
It's on the corner of Highland and Hollywood Boulevard.
You got to bring us back a souvenir for the show.
Sure. Now, Dave, I can't fit hookers in my suitcase or my carry-on.
Never mind.
But, I could do a T-shirt.
Hollywood Strip, baby. Hollywood Strip.
Yeah. But, some of the things that we're going to do while we're out there is, like I said, we arrived very early. Unfortunately, Delta Airlines wants us to fly out there. I'll be there at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
2 days prior to going to school, so I think the first day we'll just shop. And second day, we're going to Disney World because I waited 50 years of my life to meet the mouse, so I'm going to try to meet him.
The mouse of the house.
Yeah, and then we're going Sunday on something called the Dearly Departed Tour.
Okay.
Which is something my wife wants to do because we're all like the famous actors like, what was his name? River Phoenix and Dan Aykroyd, Dan Aykroyd, but John Belushi and Marilyn Monroe, people like that died and stuff.
All the drug addicts.
Yeah, pretty much. But one of the funniest parts of that tour is it makes a stop. It's a 2.5 hour tour.
Yeah.
And it only makes one stop. And the one stop, and it just happens to be, is the bathroom where George Michael was caught doing his thing
my God.
by the L.A. Police Department. And you actually get a copy of the arrest report for being on the tour.
Claim to fame. Oh, my God.
So I'll have to put that up on Facebook and send you a copy of that. so you can say that you seen
Definitely.
the official arrest report for George Michael when he was.
Oh my
doing it.
God, that
I
is
know,
too
it's
funny.
terrible.
But yeah, we definitely need a souvenir from Hollywood, California. Now, what about what you guys got coming up soon? What's Cry Havoc up to? Where are you guys going to
Okay,
go?
we have a new drummer.
Yeah, what's his name?
His name is John Cuff, Cuff.
Okay, Cuff.
John used to be with a band called Jackson Jill.
Oh, I remember Jackson Jill. Now, is that band still around?
Yeah, they're still around,
Okay.
but the guy who kind of ran that band for years moved to Nashville, and I think John left the band after he departed. John has played with some pretty heavy hitters. He was with the Matt Dillon band for a long time.
Yeah.
And played with a couple other national touring bands, and then kind of settled in Lexington for some odd reason.
All places.
Yeah, really. Fantastic drummer, and here's the interesting fact. He actually plays standing up. So it's going to be something new for us that we have a drummer who actually stands up to play.
Wow.
So he will be making
the rest of you guys
debut.
you need to sit down.
Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? A guitar player sit all night.
I knew you had a new drummer coming in, but I wasn't sure if it was official yet.
Yeah, it is official.
It's been announced yet, or?
No, it's not being announced on Facebook. It's an exclusive for the Dirty Overhall
there
show.
You go.
See,
We like the
you never know what
exclusives.
you might get on here.
Yeah, exclusive for the Dirty Underwear show. So let's see. You got a new drummer. What's going on with Mark? I saw on Facebook today something about he said, "Well, I'm getting off Facebook for a while, just a lot of drama," and I'm like, everything okay with him?
Well, yeah, everything's good with Mark. He was on Facebook, and someone Mark has his own political views.
Here we go.
Which he's entitled to. I mean, Mark is a Republican, and he's entitled to be a Republican under the Constitution of the United States, and he's allowed to have whatever opinion he wants. Unfortunately, somebody did not share his opinion and verbally attacked him pretty viciously.
See, I don't get all that.
Yeah, they just went after him hard, and it's, Mark just said because of it, he wanted to kind of ease back off Facebook a little bit. And I told him, I said, one thing that you might want to always consider is kind of keeping your political views, whatever they may be. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own. Yeah. And I said, you might want to consider kind of not posting that stuff on Facebook and kind of keeping it to yourself a little bit. Kind of let things
Jimmy and
die
Kevin
down.
Brown used to get into, we'd be, after we've sound checked and we're sitting down and we're eating, they would get into those political debates and philosophical views and so on and so forth. And I was like, oh God, I just need Rush Limbaugh in my ear all night long. That's, and I don't subscribe to all that, and then there's people out there who have podcasts that are, I'm sure, much better than this one. And all they do is sit around and talk politics. And I'm like, oh God, somebody stick a bullet in my head. I'm not a political. I mean, they're all full of shit. That's the way I look at it.
Well, Dave, I'm kind of like you in some aspects. The other is, I have political views, which I believe in strongly, but at the same time, they're my views.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel, that I should press my views of what I think, especially when it comes to politics, on anyone else. I mean, that's one of the kind of things in this world that we're given as a right once we're born, is the right to choose your own way. And I just kind of feel that's kind of everybody's thing. It's just like in music, man. Some guys like heavy rock, some guys like slow rock, some guys like country, some guys like jazz, some like blues. I'm one of those guys, man, that whatever you like is cool. It's good. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean I have to like it. It just means I have to accept the fact that it's your opinion and what you think, and I should respect you for that.
And, I have a friend of mine, every time I go over to his house, he had me come over, design some stuff, help him with some projects he's got going on. And every time I'm over there, he's got the CNN going. And, what's his name? Reverend... not Jesse Jackson, the other guy.
Al Sharpton.
Al Sharpton. He's got Al
Yeah.
Sharp. He's got his TV show on there, and I'm like, oh my God. And he's just going. And he's talking real loud. He talks like, and I'm like, oh my God. So he's got that going on, and and he's got the TV like right behind my head while I'm sitting there working on this computer and doing stuff, and I'm like, I couldn't deal with having it on CNN all day long. And the way he looks at it is, well, you're either a conservative or you're liberal, and there's no two ways about it. You're this or you're that, or you're up or you're down. There's no in between. And I'm like, I don't like that label. I don't like being labeled A or B or up or down or black or white. I like the gray area.
Me too. And
I live in the gray area.
Well, same here. And the same thing is I don't like to be called Democrat or Republican.
I don't
I like
either.
to be called an American.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
For me, I mean, it's like this. Whoever you vote for, if you strongly believe in that, whoever you think is your minister, your music, whatever in life that is your thing, that is your thing. And I mean, nobody else has a right to tell you yes or no. And I'm kind of like you, Dave. I try to stay out of that kind of stuff because there's the quickest way in the world to get an argument with somebody is either talk religion or politics.
Yeah.
And there is no quicker way because, everybody falls somewhere, and when you start talking that, they're going to disagree with you. So that's when I say, you know what? Let's talk about music. Let's talk about
right. Something that makes that everybody can, even with music, I let me back up a little bit. Even with music, you can be, a rocker, for example, and then you can be country, and then you can have, you could agree to disagree, shall we say. I have been in the drive-thru, I have been in the Waffle House, I've been in numerous places, and then I hear boom, 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 and I turn around and look, and it's a bunch of young white kids, and I'm like, hello, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I don't have any kind of negative against anybody of a skin of color, but I guess you kind of have this preconception when you turn around what you're going to see, and then I'm surprised that because back in the 80s when I was growing up, it was a bunch of young white kids listening to loud rock, and then there was your young black kids listening to their rap and reggae, and everybody has kind of cross platforms, so you never know when you hear that music what you're going to see when you turn around. It could be some Filipinos for all I know.
Wouldn't it be funny, Dave, if you turn around and there's two 90-year-old women?
I
hair,
wouldn't completely surprise me.
Got a gold tooth or something,
and somewhere there is. But unfortunately we run out of some time, so we'll save that one for another time. But we're gonna make sure that you tell everybody real quick where you guys are going to be.
Okay, so this coming weekend, which would be, I think, the weekend of what, the 15th and 16th?
Well, this show will be on Monday with the 19th.
Monday, okay. All right,
so you got the Writers thing coming up with us and like 9 or 10 other bands.
Yes, Writers. We're doing the Ronnie Westmoreland benefit concert, the first one.
Yeah, that's Sunday.
That will be the 25th. The 24th, the day before, we're at the Lowe's in Archville doing the Victory Junction benefit.
Oh,
that'll
really?
That'll be at Lowe's Foods in Archville from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And then June the 14th and 15th, my last show before I go to Los Angeles, will be at Riders. And we're also, that Saturday is the big Jamming for Justice benefit for Justice Harris, who is a 13-year-old boy that's going to need a heart transplant.
Wow!
Within the next 2 years, he's on his second or third pacemaker. The kid's only 13 years old. Dave.
Wow!
And we're trying to help the family out, just raise whatever money we can. There's going to be, so far, scheduled to appear that day will be Sunset Renegade, Back at Ya, Red Velvet Voodoo, Forever Down. I'm trying to get maybe 2 more bands to play, but to be honest with you, we're having kind of a tough time because it's the same weekend as another benefit that's going on. And a lot of the bands are either taking that weekend off or something. But we're hoping to have that together. And you know, so far, like I said, the bands that I've just mentioned, they have confirmed they're going to play. You know, it would always be nice if Fair Warning could make an appearance. But yeah, if there's any bands out there that would like to help out, I mean, I do have a couple slots left open, and would love to have them.
It's hard to get these guys together. I'll tell you, it's hard get to do anything.
I'm there with you, Dave. I'm right there with you. I mean, we have to juggle stuff and scheduling conflicts and stuff like that. You know, everybody works or got something going on with families or something, and that had a lot to do with our last drummer leaving. Is because family conflicts just got to be too much. He actually retired from playing.
Really?
Yeah, he's got 4 kids, and you know, bless his heart, he's active in church. He's a Mason. He's works a full-time job. He helps his wife with the 4 kids, and being in a rock and roll band that plays out 2 or 3 times a month was just a bit much. So he's actually went into full-time retirement. He said that he might come out of retirement in about 10 years.
Ooh.
You know, once the kids are old enough, but. Yeah. At this point in the juncture, he can't.
I'm glad I had kids young.
Me too.
And my youngest kid, my baby, is 21. So, which he's Shane. He's our roadie, our drum tech, and he's 21. And I can't believe I have a 21-year-old kid. My daughter, she's like 23, 4, getting ready to be 24.
I've got one. Think how I feel, Dave. I've got one turning 27.
Wow. Well, you're old anyway.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm old. I'm old as dirt. I'm not as old as Mark is, but.
You said that, not me.
I know.
So if he comes up and says anything, you know what's hilarious is when you guys were playing at Riders that time, and me and Brian came up to see you guys.
Oh my God.
and I had a certain piece of stage equipment that Brian likes to wave around. You know what I'm talking about. I ran up to Mark while he was playing and stuck it on his bass guitar, and it stayed up there for a little while. And then when he got done, you guys got done playing the song, he went to pull it off, and he's like, "Ew, there's spit on my guitar." And I was like, what do you think I put it on there with? You know, you think I spritzed it from a water bottle? It was like, what do you expect for, comedy gold?
Oh, man. That was, you know what? I wish that we could have videoed that night. That was actually one of the best shows we've ever done. We had so much fun with you guys. I mean, it was hilarious, man.
Well, you got to show your ass from time to time, and when you have somebody as stupid as you are, like Brian, leading the pack, it's easy to just jump on the rails and hold on. It's going to be a ride and a half. So that's just we just go out and we have fun. If we go out and you see whoever, Jimmy Legs, whoever it is, we're going to act stupid. So that's just the way we roll. But
now, what have you guys got going on the next few weeks?
Oh,
fair warning.
Hell, I don't know. I just show up when they say be there. We were supposed to play at Electric Blue this week, and they shut down.
Closed down.
Like the upcoming week that we were supposed to be there, they did just like Roundup in Wilkesboro and shut down, and no phone call. We had to find out on Facebook. It's as a long story there. So and Kevin Brown was let go from his duties at Sucker Punch.
I did not know this. Really?
Yeah. So and he was fired on Facebook by Mr. Tim Pool.
What?
Yeah. Don't get me started on that.
Now. So what is Kevin going to do?
I don't know. So, and the funny thing about it is he didn't even know he was fired. There was a thread going back and forth, I think, between him and Tim, the way I hear the story. And he had a conversation with somebody else on the phone, and they said, sorry to hear that, you got fired. I don't think that's right. And he said, what? He deleted the thread without reading the entire thing, and the part that said you were fired is deleted forever now. But he was turned loose because I think he was planning on doing some fill-in jobs, because Kevin, his very last job in Fair Warning was filling in for me when I went to Gatlinburg. And he filled in and sat in and played bass, which is like, 4.5, 5 years, the only time I've ever taken off. And we went to Gatlinburg and had a great time, and he sat in. That was his last gig. But he was talking about how it's slow. It's slow for everybody.
Right.
Everybody's feeling it, even the corporate gigs. And he was thinking about filling in here and there. And, he was supposed to go play with Susie Nelson in Heart Brigade, and that didn't work out. There was some conflicts on the other band's end that, didn't allow him to do that, because I think he was planning on doing both at the same time. And
Right.
But yeah, the story is that he was let go from his duties.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Now, I heard another rumor, and that's something that we ought to do for your show, is have the rumor mill segment.
Yeah. Because when me and Brian get together, we're like a bunch of hens in a hen house. We talk. Somebody asked me shortly after I joined the band. They said, "What's it like being a Fair Warning?" And I was like, "Well, it's like you think like the celebrity reality shows with the wives and all that. You think they talk? You should get a bunch of us together loading in at a show. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Oh, so-and-so this and so-and-so that." And I was like, yeah, you stay up to speed on what's going on.
Hey, I heard a rumor this past week that one of the local bands,
She told me she was 19, I swear to God.
19? Really?
No, I have no idea what you're going to say.
I thought it was 12, but anyway.
No, but she looked like she was 11.
Okay. But I heard one of the local country bands, well-known country band,
I know who you're talking about.
is breaking up.
Yep, they are going their own way, and we talked about that last night. And that would be the great Red and Steel Horse.
Now, what happened there? Is it just that...
Well, Red's got a newborn.
Yes, I know.
And he's going to be the family guy for a while now, and he might be somebody we'll see later down the road as well.
Okay. So,
because
it's not a
you don't get somebody like that's, cut their teeth, the way you and I and Red have, and then just take them completely out of the mix. I see him resurfacing somewhere else later down the road, but the whole entire band, they were just at a point where things were, there's just a lot going on, and they mutually agreed to just disband.
Wow.
So, and they got a thing coming up for St. Jude in June in Lexington, I think.
Yeah, that's the same weekend that we have the Jamming for Justice.
Yeah, and they got that going on. So, and I don't know if that's their last gig or not. It might be, but we'll kind of see that's going to happen. You'll see some of the other guys probably pop up from here and there to join other bands, or you never know.
Right.
That's what happened with me. I was out of it for a while, and then I got back into it. And I was out of it for a while, and when I got back into music, I had moved up to Winston-Salem. So then everybody was going, "Well, who the hell's this guy?" And they still say that when I show up to play at Riders. They, "Who the hell's this guy?" I was like, "I've been playing with you, Jimmy, now for about almost 5 years."
I will never forget one of the funniest things in my life. I'd been out of Fair Warning a year, I think, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hadn't been to see the guys play in a while, so me and some friends decided to go see them play at Riders.
Uh-huh.
So we went up there, and so I'm standing there, and this is back in the days when Frank Botticelli was still running sound for the band.
Oh, okay.
And I'm standing back there talking to Frank and Missy and reminiscing, glad to see you, yada, 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 whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And this guy comes up and he goes, "Oh, you like the band?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I really do." He said, "Man, I could arrange for you to meet them." I said, "Do you think you could?" He said, "Yeah, man, I can make it happen." And I said, "Well, why don't you do that?" So when the first break come up, this guy takes me up to Brian and goes, "Brian, this guy really wants to meet you."
I think I've heard the story.
Brian just puts his head down and starts laughing, man. He's like, he looked at the guy. He said, "Do you know who this is?" And he goes, "No, man, some dude who wanted to meet you." He said, "Dude, that's Jimmy Nolen. He helped start the thing." Okay.
That's funny.
But
I have people come up to me. I mean, after we just got done playing a set, and they'll ask me a question or accidentally bump into me or whatever, and then they'll say, "Oh, are you with the band?" And I'm like, "Really? I mean, look at the way I'm dressed. I'm drenched in sweat. No."
I'm just here for the hot dogs.
Yeah, I was just here for the hot dogs and the going outside smoking on the patio.
Oh, my Lord.
That's amazing.
That's like when Mike Watson was playing drums for Fair Warning. Some girl walked up to him one time and told him he had a cute ass. He turned around and looked at her and said, "How would you know? I've been sitting down all night."
I walked by this one girl one time, and she was sitting on her girlfriend's lap, facing her, just kind of giving her a lap dance and grinding. And I stopped as I was walking by, and I said something like, "Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Let me get my phone out so I can get this on, video." And the girl said, "Oh, hell no." She goes, "I ain't drunk enough." And I said, "Well, you need a drink." You know me. I don't have a filter, and I just start running my mouth. And then she says, "Well, go buy me a drink." And I said, and she said it kind of with an attitude, like, "Go get me a drink." And I said, and I just looked at her. I said, "Where have you been the past hour?" I said, "Have you not been looking up at the stage?" I said, "You go buy me a drink."
And be quick about it.
Yeah, and then I just kind of walked off because she was kind of pissy about it, and I was like, I ain't that hard up, for entertainment, But anyway.
Yeah, tell your listeners, definitely, if they get a chance, to go on Facebook or go on Google it or anything and look up Musicians Institute in beautiful Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
The program I'm attending, once again, is called Summer Shop. It's part of the GIT program.
Right.
The school's been in business since 1978 or 79. Some of the graduates are guys like, I know Eddie Van Halen went there for a year. I know Randy Rhoads attended there. The guy that plays on American Idol went there. The guy that plays on The Voice was a graduate.
You got from American Idol, you mean the guitar player? Or?
Yeah, the guy that's in the house band.
Okay.
Randy Jackson actually does seminars out there.
Does he? And, not a lot of people know this, but Randy Jackson was the bass player for one famous band. You know who that was?
Oh, yeah.
For a
yes,
short
I do
while.
know who that is.
That's our trivia question for the night. Who was he? Who did he get to play with? And boy, you talking about sticking out like a sore thumb.
Randy Jackson played for Journey.
Yes, he did.
He was the bass player for Journey. And if you go back and watch old videos,
the Raised on Radio tour, wasn't it?
I think it was. And if you go back and watch the old videos, he has that haircut. I don't know what it's called. But
I know.
It's like his hair sticks up like 15 feet off his head.
Yeah, like Kid and Play or something.
Yeah, like Kid and Play. Exactly. That's the haircut he had. And it was just, it was so funny. Actually, while we're talking, I'm trying to look up and see who the guest artist will be at Summer Shot.
Yeah, Randy Jackson, he sat in after Ross Valerie was released from his duties. and he came in and sat, and they pretty much they cleaned house for a little while there, didn't they? They got rid of the drummer, the bass player, and I think it was just Neil Sean and Jonathan Kane and Steve Perry, I think. And then they got a new drummer, a new bass player, and went out and did the Raised on Radio tour. And I saw a documentary about that, and they were like, "Yeah, Steve Perry fired everybody." And I'm like, "Wow."
What? And why would he want to do that? I mean,
I don't
they
know.
were such a good band.
I know. And they ended up bringing, the guys back later on. But, we were talking about last night about if you have a band, would you rather go see a band? When should a band hang it up? Should you go see a band if they don't have the original singer? And sometimes, the bands will split. They got the singer, like with Queensryche, for example, or Great White. You got their version over here, and then you got the band's version over here. Which version would you go see? And I said I'd rather go see the version of the voice of the band, And in the case of Journey, look what they did. They went and found somebody that sounded exactly like Steve Perry. And what was that guy's name? Arnell. I can't even pronounce his last name. Like Pineda. And he's awesome. And he's a little dude, but I think he's like Filipino or something.
Yeah, and he's a great singer.
Yeah, great singer.
Okay, so check this out. These are some of the guest artists that will be at Summershot when I go out there.
Okay.
Jason Stutter on drums. He's played with Marilyn Manson. Bruce Kulick on guitar. He played with Kiss. He's now with Grand Funk Railroad.
Oh, that's right.
Dave Adi. He's a DJ producer. Iran, nephew, whoever he is. Deborah Bird. She's on The Voice and American Idol.
Okay.
Kevin Groot, guitar program. He plays with Escape the Fate.
Mm-hmm.
And this one guy credits with Michael Jackson, Carmen Rizzo. Let's see who else is going to be on there. Of course, I said Bruce. Nicola Benfield.
Is it Nikolai or Nicola?
Nicola.
Okay.
Tim Skold. Who's Tim with? He'll come back up here in a second. Kevin Gruff. He's Escaped the Fate. Nicola. Yes, Nicola. You're right. Let's see who else. Cyrus Bukalu. Nicola. He's with the Golden Phoenix. Some of them I've never heard of, but Bruce Kulick.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's a big name.
And the guitarists from Marilyn Manson, the guys like that. So that's some of the people that will be teaching, and that I'll get to check out and see performances by and stuff
That's
like
awesome.
that. And my countdown clock says I had 38 days, 10 hours.
You got a
40
countdown
minutes.
clock.
Yeah, they assign each student a countdown clock.
That's wild. That's crazy.
Oh man, you should see the list of stuff that they want me to bring with me. I've got to bring a guitar, of course, cord, tuner. I've got to bring a recording device, so I bought myself a iPad Air to record everything on.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a set of nice headphones, so I bought myself a set of JBL.
Which probably won't. Most of this stuff probably won't make it back.
Some of it probably will. My iPad damn sure will. But here's the other funny thing. The company I work for, we do finishing for Gibson guitars.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, today, one of the head sales reps came in and talked to me. He said, I understand you're going to GIT. I said, yes, sir. But he said, do you have your acceptance letter with you? And I went out. Of course, I've got it on my email. I pulled it up and gave him a copy of it. He said, I'm going to see if Gibson will make you a guitar to take with you. And I'm like, cool.
Well, that's a big plus.
Yeah, so I don't know. I told him, I said, now, if you guys want this back, if Gibson wants it back after I go to class, I understand. He said, well, I'm going to try to get it where you get to keep it. But so that might be a very interesting
Tell them you
thing.
need
is to get
you need a custom Dirty Overhaul Rock Show bass guitar.
a dirty overhaul run. You know, if you get a bass body, I can do that for you.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm working on a guy brought me one of the old BC Rich Gunslinger.
Oh, yeah.
Remember those?
I remember those.
A guy brought it to me, and he's like, I want it painted hot pink. I said, are you serious? He said, I'm dead serious. I mean, he wants that old neon hot pink that everybody wore during the 80s.
Yeah, like a C.C. DeVille kind of.
Exactly. That's what he wants. And so I'm in the process right now. I've got to finish stripping the body down, and I'm going to paint it neon hot pink for him.
Wow.
And so he'll have a really cool, one-of-a-kind kind of deal. He's going to put green pickups in it.
Oh, wow.
And,
He's going for that poison look.
Oh, yeah. He's all about that, man. Up one side, down the other. I mean, we're even doing the, sometimes you don't finish headstocks on guitars.
Mm-hmm.
You just paint them black or you do them clear or something. We're actually doing the headstock in the back of the neck pink also to match.
Jesus.
So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
So just a little tidbit for the listeners. A lot of people don't know that I do guitar finishing on the side. Kind of, it's just a hobby.
Yeah.
It's just something I enjoy doing. I've done like 10 Les Pauls. I've done. I actually done a bass that you would have loved, man. This guy brought me an old Fender bass. I mean, like 50s model.
Yeah.
And the finish was cracked all to pieces, man. It was just gone. And I sanded this thing down, and I did it like a Metal Flake blue for him.
Yeah.
And put spec in it for him, and then just made this thing look like $1 million. This guy called me. I did this like 2 years ago, and this guy calls me every single week and still thanks me for doing that day.
Wow.
And I'm like, it's no big deal, man. It's actually a labor of love for me because finishing is what I do for a living. It's my day job, but guitars and stuff like that is my true passion and love in life. And,
yeah.
I've told Brian 1,000 times. I said, man, get a body and neck. We'll paint it any way you want it. I mean, we'll put any kind of little thing that you want on there. We can put your favorite toy right there on the front of it. So
That's crazy.
On your guitar. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind.
Well, Jimmy, I appreciate you calling in and talking with us a little bit. We have got to run. We were completely out of time, but we will get back together with you. And for those of you, come out and see Cry Havoc. They're playing out and about. You heard what they were saying earlier. So, and check them out on Facebook. Jimmy, we will talk to you soon, and appreciate you talking with us.
Thank you, Dave, and please, everybody, support the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show.
We hope.
Because we really, in this area, we really need these guys a whole lot.
All right. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Hey.
Hey.
Let me close this.
Was that long enough?
No, that was fine. Hey, let me get you to do a little promo for us, if you don't mind.
Sure.
And then what I'll do is I'll use that and say, hey, this is, Jimmy Nolen, or, whatever you want to say. This is Jimmy Nolen from Cry Havoc. And, when we're not playing, ain't got shit else to do, we listen to the Dirty Overhaul Rock, whatever it is you want to say. So hang on a second. I'll start the music, and then, whenever you feel like kicking in. Hang on just a second.
All right.
Oh, did I close it? Okay. I got the music queued up, so just let the music go just a little bit, and then whenever you want to come in. Hold on.
All right.
Get ready.
Okay.
Can you hear the music?
No, I can't.
Oh, you couldn't? Oh, okay.
No, I couldn't.
Well, I'll tell you what. Do this. I'm going to cue it up again, and
Okay.
this time, give me about 3 to 5 seconds, and then after I stop talking, and then go ahead and then just start talking.
Sure.
All right, ready? Start counting now.
Okay. Hey guys, this is Jimmy Nolen from the Cry Havoc Band. Just want to let you guys know, please listen to the Dirty Rock Overhaul show every chance you can. Dave and Brian are so damn desperate, it's not funny. They'll do anything for $20, okay?
That was awesome, but you said the Dirty Rock Overhaul show.
Oh, did I?
You said the Dirty Rock Overhaul show. Let's try it one more time.
Is it now? Say it for me. It's the
Dirty Overhaul
Rock show.
Like Dirty Dave
Overhaul
and Brian
Rock.
Hall. Dirty Overhaul Rock Show.
Okay.
All right.
Dirty Overhaul Rock show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me about 3 seconds after I stop, and then go ahead and go.
Okay.
Starting now.
Hi guys, this is Jimmy Nolen from Cry Havoc. Just letting you know, every chance you get, support Dave and Brian and their radio show because they need all the help they can get. They are so desperate, they'll do anything for $20.
That was cool.
Did you get that one?
That was fun. I mean, you didn't say Dirty Overhaul Rock Show, but that was fun.
Dirty Overhaul Rock Show.
Yeah, you want to do one more?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, hold on.
Dirty Overhaul Rock
Dirty
Show.
Overhaul Rock Show.
You know, it would help if I pulled that sucker up on my...
Oh, yeah. I've heard all kinds of crazy shit. Boogie, I think, called it the Dirty Underwear Show or some stupid shit. I don't know. He had to write it down. When we had him there, we had to get him to write it down. All right, hold on. Here it goes.
Okay.
All right, so it's 5, 4, 3.
Hey guys, this is Jimmy Nolen from Cry Havoc. Wishing you all well. And also, please support Dave and Brian and the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show because I tell you, these guys need all the help they can get. They'll do anything, and I do mean anything for $20.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay. I tried. What did y'all have on the other night?
We did.